What's up guys, welcome back to the Utah Airguns channel. Today we have a fun video for you, something that I've been having a lot of fun with recently, and you've probably seen us teasing this in our social media posts. But today we're doing a video on a Hatsan, and judging by the case, you guys might know what it is. It is the Hatasan Velox, and I've obviously kind of tricked this one out a little bit. You've probably seen our reels on this one, shooting it and plinking around with it. So what the Velox is just a little semi-auto pistol. You guys probably know Hatsan for the Blitz, the semi-auto, well, basically the select fire air gun, and that is a super fun gun. They've kind of incorporated the same style of action into the Velox. It's not full auto, but it is semi-auto. It uses the same kind of locking bolt mechanism in the back, but it is a really fun pistol. It's very affordable. This one is in 25 cal, also comes in 22, and it also comes in black, around 400 bucks. And so far I'm pretty impressed. I did hear, like before I got here, these were introduced a while ago and they had some problems. So almost all of them were returned. But in these newer iterations, I've found that those problems have been fixed. From what I heard, it was just cycling problems. They just wouldn't run very good. And I think in the about 200 rounds that I've put through this one, I've had 2 malfunctions, which I know one was because I ran it a little too low on air, so it couldn't cycle the action, and the other one was just a feeding malfunction. But other than that, it's ran great. And I've ran it kind of hard, like pushing the speed on it a lot, and it's ran really well. One thing I have been very impressed with it is surprisingly accurate. As you can see, we put a little Hatasan red dot on here, and at 15 to 20 yards, it will put them all about the same hole. Whereas this one is in 25 cal, so we're shooting some, I think, 25 grain pellets. I was impressed with the accuracy. So the way I built this one out, you obviously don't have to put a $2,000 IR laser on it. I built this one out just to have fun with some night vision. You throw the IR laser on and you have your nods down and you can just walk around and point the laser at stuff and shoot it. But we threw an impulse air moderate on here, and I think that is really cool because one of the funnest things you can do with shooting is shooting a suppressed pistol, whether it's rimfire, centerfire, or air-powered. Suppressed pistols are just so much fun. They make you feel like James Bond or Sam Fisher, all the cool spy agent dudes just taking out sentries with their quiet little pistol. This is really fun. Semi-auto suppressed pistols are a blast. And so this lets you get that experience for relatively cheap and without all the red tape you have to jump through for a suppressor on a centerfire pistol. These are really quiet, and that is why you like suppressed pistols. But yeah, just throwing a red dot on here and leaving off the IR laser is really all you need to have a blast with these. One downside that I did kind of find out about these Hatsans is they have kind of a dual purpose rail on top. I think they were trying to be able to do 11mm dovetail and just a pick rail on top, but the pick rail is kind of out of spec. So every pick mount that we tried, when I was trying to like mount this red dot, it wouldn't fit. So we found a way around that. We used the Eagle Vision 11mm dovetail to pick adapters. And so it sucks that you have to buy the extra part, but you can still make it work. So hopefully they'll remedy that in the future, but for now, this works really well. And I threw a little kind of riser diving board to make enough room for the IR laser. But you guys obviously don't have to do that. Just throw a red dot on here. And it also has some very nice fiber optic sights that are pretty accurate. But a red dot just makes you feel that much cooler, and you can be a good bit more accurate. One of the other really cool things about the Velox is it comes with a whole nother air cylinder. So you can have a second cylinder gassed up, because obviously this is a very small amount of air, so that when you shoot this one out, just unscrew it, throw another cylinder on, and you have a whole nother mag. One of the things that I have been doing to keep it reliable is just being very diligent on watching the air supply, and you really only get one mag out of the fill. You can shoot probably halfway into the other mag before you start seeing reliability issues. I know a lot of people will say that's a downside, but you really can't be mad about the shot capacity on a semi-auto pistol like this. With a tank that small, like, if you're surprised at the low shot count, you just take it for what it is. It's a really fun pistol. You're not going to be getting tons and tons of mags out of one fill. Just be ready to fill it up and accept it for what it is. It's a small, fun pistol that I think would be a great like rat gun when you're just, you know, in a barn, you're only shooting maybe 15, 20 yards. This will have plenty of energy to dome a rat. You could, I think it'd be cool to even mount a little thermal on here and go shoot some rats. It would also take out like starlings and stuff if you can get that close to starlings. On top of being a pretty affordable, really fun little gun, one of the benefits of having a small volume of air, like a limited capacity of air, is you don't have to invest in a huge scuba tank or even a compressor. This would fill very quickly with a hand pump, which is basically the cheapest source of air when it comes to pre-charged pneumatic air rifles and air guns. So this one would be a great one to pair with a nice hand pump, and it would probably take you maybe 5 minutes to fill, if that, depending on your athletic ability. Other than the other air cylinder, it comes with kind of just your standard other air gun things. You got your thread protector. It comes with 2 mags, one of which is a cool little thing is it stores in the bottom of your grip, so that's cool. Got your Foster fitting and just some other like spare washers and O-rings. But yeah, pretty solid case that it comes with. Has a spot for the other air cylinder as well. But that's the Velox. We're gonna go down in the range, and I'll just show you guys how fast you can run it. You can burn it down pretty well with this. It runs really well if you've shot the Blitz. You know, when they're running good, the Blitz is like, I can't really blame a full auto air rifle for malfunctioning and being kind of finicky, because that's a lot of things you have to get right to run an air rifle that fast. But when they do run, they rip and they are a blast. So we'll show you how fast you can run one of these, and then we'll also do some accuracy testing, and we'll also chronograph it just to show what kind of energy we're getting from a 25 grain pellet. Yeah, we'll see if it would be good for hunting. I still want to take this one out. There's a few spots where I know of that have some house sparrows, so maybe in a future video we will bring this along, because those shots are like 10 yards, and see if we can dome a house sparrow with one of these. But yeah, we'll go down to the range and we'll see how she shoots. Okay guys, we're down in the range. We've got the Hatasan Velox, and we're gonna start by shooting some groups and just seeing what the velocity is like on the chronograph. I'm not expecting it to be fast, and we've also only taken the target to like 15 yards. I'm not gonna try and shoot a super crazy group at 35 yards with a red dot. I don't think that's a very good representation of what the pistol is going to be used for. I think it's going to be a great rat gun, and you can really get in range of rats at 15 yards. So we're going to start with that real quick. All right. Let's see what we're looking like. I'll start with the top right, or top left. 528. 524. 522, so fairly consistent. Starting to lose velocity a little bit. Okay. So it definitely lost some velocity over that string, which I'm not surprised. It's a very small tank. Started at like 520 and ended up at 483. So about 40 FPS throughout the whole mag. The first, we see like 4 or 5 shots were almost exactly the same, and then it started to string down. But let's bring the group back. I think my red dot might be just a touch off, but the group doesn't look bad. So that's not bad. I'll put my hand behind that. So I was holding right here, so I could make that adjustment. But that's definitely a killing size group at 15 yards. It definitely started to drop. So our first 5, maybe 6 shots were right there. You could put like a longer eye relief magnified optic on there. Like maybe you could even put like a little Vortex or Primary Arms prism on there that has like a 3x magnification. I guarantee some of that group's openness is due to just not having that magnification, not being able to be as precise. But that's not terrible. That's definitely like a killing size group. Like I said, you could definitely shoot some rats, starlings with that. So now that we've got it chronographed, we know the speeds, we know it kind of starts to string lower, and that's why I always air up after a mag. We're just gonna run it fast. I wanna see how fast I can pull the trigger to see if it'll malfunction on a full tank, but also show how fun it is, because it can rip. I've ripped it pretty hard before. So I'll lock this back. I'll load up another mag, and we've got the bell set up right there, the cowbell. One thing I will say, the mag is a little different to load. like you wind it like most airgun mags, but then you have to put the first pellet in to stop that winding. You put it in backwards. Well, not backwards, but you load it from the other end. And then you go through and load them like head first. So it's a little different. Not a deal breaker, but it's different. All right, so I've got another mag loaded up. I've got it all aired up, and we're just gonna see how fast it will let you pull the trigger. And I'll try and keep it on target, but don't be surprised if I miss. There. That wasn't bad, actually. That's all 10 shots. So that was pretty fast. I need a shot timer to see what the splits were. They're probably like, they're not fast splits, they're probably like 18s. But let's air it up again and try it one more time. All right, I'm just gonna plink around. It's kind of what this pistol was made for. That was 10. Still running good. So let's do one more mag super fast, and then I think we'll have a pretty good idea of how the Velox is running. All right, for the final mag dump test. Oops, sometimes you gotta make sure the mag is seated all the way. I'm gonna do the Sicario, where you just walk up and go brrr, just to see actually how fast can you mag dump it without it malfunctioning. So we've got a full tank of air, full 10 round mag. All right, ready, Cole? Oh, yep, there's a malfunction. All right, let's try it again. There it went, so that wasn't bad. Which, I'll give it that. That's probably a little bit faster than the Action is designed to run, but it ran those 9 rounds really fast, so that's cool. But yeah, the Velox is cool. It's affordable. You can fill it up easily with a hand pump. You can obviously build it out to be something way cooler than they intended. But yeah, I'd buy one. I'm probably actually going to buy one. I think this would be a really fun one just to have around the house. Super low velocity, but still accurate enough to take out some pests. I do have mice in my parents' barn, so this would be perfect for that. With this little laser, you can turn that on. Just put something like that would be super fun. The mice would never see it coming, and 500 FPS is more than enough to smash a mouse. So yeah, that is the Hatsan Velox, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know if you guys have experience with them, and what other cool gun like this should we do a little kind of mini review overview on next. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on the video, and we'll see you next time.